now back to the regular schedule. The regular schmegular schedule. Going through player reviews. Of course, Premier League, I already spoke about Ola Aina performing really well over the weekend, as well as Taiwo Awoniyi not playing any minutes. Nottingham Forest beat Brentford 3-1 on Sunday yesterday. Their next game in the Premier League will be against Crystal Palace away on Sunday. So that should be a tasty tie between two teams who would consider themselves to be two of the better teams in the Premier League outside of the top six, to be honest. Also, the Fulham boys did not lose on Saturday. Now, Fulham, Iwobi and Bassey always start games. We know that one for free. And what did they do over the weekend? They started the Premier League season with a draw at the Amex Stadium. Now, the game against Brighton, they were about to lose the game 1-0 up until the final minute of the game when Rodrigo Muniz scored a goal from a corner kick. Fantastic finish with his left foot. Now, the good news here is that the boys continue to start for Fulham and will remain integral parts of their lineup. Also, the good news is their next opponent is Manchester United at home at Craven Cottage. If you guys... Keen listeners of the podcast will know that Bassey loves a goal against Manchester United. Man United fans are feeling quite positive after losing to Arsenal. Yes, you heard me correctly. They lost to Arsenal and they're feeling positive. So we shall see what they'll do against Fulham at Craven Cottage. I will not be surprised if they lose this game. But want to monitor and let's see how our Nigerian boys perform in that game on Saturday. I already spoke about Frank Onyeka's team and their loss to Aston Villa. Let's see how they both get on in their next game. In their loss to Nottingham Forest, sorry. This is why they say concentrate. Don't do two main things at another time. Okay, so Frank Onyeka's next game is against Aston Villa at home on Saturday. Now, Brentford are going to struggle this season, but let's see if they can at least put up a better fight. Also, Aston Villa looked pretty bad in their own opening fixture against Newcastle on Saturday, 12:30 kickoff. So, this will be the battle of the bads. Let's see what Brentford can do against Aston Villa. And then finally, Sunderland beat West Ham 3-0. As you all know, shout out to Granit Xhaka, Arsenal boy. The Nigerian player I mentioned, Ahmed Abdullahi, the young 21-year-old, he was not on the bench. But I just wanted to call this out there. Let's see if he could break into the squad for some of the League Cup games or not, or even some of these Premier League games. At the moment, it looks like Mayenda and Mark Guehi are the top two strikers for the coach, Lebris. But I just wanted to call this out so we can monitor them. Somehow, Sunderland are second in the league right now. So, if you're a Sunderland fan, enjoy those visuals because we know it's not going to last for too long. Now, other games in the Premier League not involving Nigerian footballers. We saw Liverpool and Bournemouth kick off the Premier League season on Friday with the excellent game. Shout out to Ekitike, man. He looks like a player, man. Open the scoring 1-0. As if that was not enough, we saw Antoine Semenyo with an absolute fantastic display at Anfield after being racially abused. So shout out to him for his strength, but a player should never have to be racially abused for people to then commend his strength or the way he behaves. I thought it was really shocking stuff from Liverpool, and they really need to get their stuff in order because that was horrible from the disabled fan. So shout out to you, Ekitike and Antoine Semenyo. Mo Salah scored as usual in the last minute to continue his record of getting a goal or assist on the first day of the season since he came to play for Liverpool. And it was also good to see Federico Chiesa score his first Premier League goal with the fantastic finish to make it 3-2 initially. I already said Aston Villa and Newcastle drew 0-0. That was a shocking game. We also saw Tottenham dispatch Burnley 3-0. Mohamed Kudus, man. Ghana, shout out to Kudus, man. That's a footballer. What performance from them. Richarlison turning the clock back. It's a World Cup year, so we know how Richarlison performs when it's a World Cup year. Really good performance from Tottenham. Man City were also incredible. They dispatched Wolverhampton Wanderers 4-0. I told you guys about Tijani Reinders. I told you guys. I hope you were listening. If you know what Sharia last season, I know it comes as a shock, but give me my flowers. I told you. Erling Haaland looks like Erling Haaland as usual. Ryan Cherki looks like he's going to dance around a few defenders this season. Just excellent performance from Man City to kick off the season. Chelsea, on the other hand, 0-0 at home to Crystal Palace. In fact, people are very lucky they disallowed Eberezi's free kick because it looks like VAR trying to referee football, finding loopholes where there's no loophole. all of a sudden a rule we don't know about, they've come and tell us that it was rightfully disallowed. So fair play to Chelsea, but man, it's not looking good so far. Chelsea's next game is West Ham away, so if they don't play well in that game, then I'm sure their fans will slightly begin to panic. And it looks like Eze's played his last game for Crystal Palace, by the way. Also, yesterday, the big one. They are complaining that Arsenal did not play well. Shout out to the 3-point gang. If your team got 3 points over the weekend, put a comment on this YouTube video and help me say yeah. If your team did not get 3 points, man, I don't know for you. So Arsenal played Man United at Old Trafford, and yet again, for the third time in 5 seasons, Arsenal have walked away victorious from Old Trafford. You know, prior to Arteta coming to Arsenal, we'd only won at Old Trafford 3 times before, although one of it we won the Premier League title. You know, shout out to Van Viltod. But now all of a sudden, we've already doubled our win count at Old Trafford, and I'm seeing the Ops complain about how they were the better team. So now you know how it feels. You've forgotten in the 2023 season when Arsenal came to Man United and balled you off the park with Gabriel Jesus and Co. and Martinelli, that they even disallowed one of Martinelli's goals. And then you beat us 3-1. And then we said we played better. Did we eat the playing better? So please, United fans, go and eat the good performance. We'll see whether good performance is going to give you 3 points. You magically translate to 3 points. Us will take the 3 points. You're supposed to have your worst performance in your first game week of the season, because you can only get better and better and better. So shout out to you, Riccardo Calafiori, you Italian stallion. Fantastic goal. I don't care how close it was. Set piece FC, yes. Awoniyi, yes. 1-0, feeling good. And what a fantastic start to the season. And then the start of the Premier League fixtures will be rounded off tonight as Leeds United are back in the Prem, and they'll be hosting Everton at Ellen Road. So look out for that game. I'm really intrigued to see what Everton's lineup looks like with Ndiaye, Drewsby Hall, Jack Grealish. They've signed the striker for Villarreal, Tenebari. Will he play instead of Beto? There's a lot to watch out there when it comes to Leeds and Everton, so enjoy the games. As for game week 2, the fixtures look forward to coming up. West Ham United play Chelsea on Friday, 8 p.m. kickoff. Don't forget to do your FPL team on time. And then the early kickoff on Saturday is Manchester City play Tottenham, 12:30 p.m. kickoff. That should be a tasty game to watch. Bournemouth then hosts Wolves in a 3 p.m. kickoff. Burnley hosts Sunderland as well. And then Brentford hosts Aston Villa. So the Sunderland and the Villa game will involve the Nigerian players. Now the late kickoff on Saturday at 5:30, we'll see Arsenal host Leeds United for our first home game of the season at the Emirates. And then on Sunday, we've got 2 p.m. games. Crystal Palace hosts Nottingham Forest, while Everton hosts Brighton at their new stadium, which should be exciting to watch. And then at 4:30, we'll see Fulham host Manchester United at Craven Cottage. Massively looking forward to that game. And then on Monday, the 25th of August, a week from today, we will see Liverpool go to St. James's Park to play Newcastle United. I mean, think about the subplots with Alexander Isak. One thing I know is even if Isak leaves, he's not going to leave before that game for sure. So let's see what happens. And, you know, you never know. Let's see what Newcastle could do against that Liverpool midfield, especially if Gravenberch doesn't play. And Liverpool are looking quite vulnerable in the transition this season already, but it must be said the Liverpool too will score a lot of goals, and they look like their attack will continue to fire on all cylinders, you know, so watch this space. So that's it for the Premier League. We're back, baby. So far 6 teams won on the first weekend: Man City, Sunderland, Tottenham, Liverpool, Nottingham Forest and Arsenal. Let's see if Leeds or Everton could join us this week. All tight, 3-point collectors. Anybody else, if your team did not win, good luck next time, and we'll see you next week.